Here we go! Hello! So today we are going to be doing the Princess Peach makeup that I used for my Princess Peach cosplay. I'm just going to show you how I did this. Feel free to adjust this however you need, and I will list everything that I use in the description. And then for prep, you're going to want to have a clean face. If your skin agrees with it, you'll want to go ahead and put on your moisturizer. If you are going to need sunblock for the day, put on the sunblock. Give that a good chance to settle into your skin. I have already prepped my face. I already have my hair up and away. So first step, if it works for you, I did wear a primer. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some primer. I'm going to go ahead and start putting on the foundation. I just put the foundation on the back of my hand. You can put it on a palette or on a spare mirror or on a plate or whatever you want. I just like to use my hand because it's there. So go ahead and apply. Next, and I'm a foundation before eyeshadow person. I don't know if this will work the other way around. Sorry. So next, concealer. Just a little dab will do you wherever you feel you need it. I like to put a little bit to like brighten my inner corners and the center of my face, as well as to help cover a little bit of the extra pinkness that I tend to have right here. I like to do the corners of my mouth, a little bit on the chin, a little bit around here, because I saw somebody do that. Apparently it gets red there. I have a little blemish there, little stripe, a little bit here again for brightening purposes. I think that's just about everywhere that I would apply. This is not a blender, it's a sponge. And go ahead and pounce that in. Before any of that starts creasing or moving anywhere, we want to go ahead and set that. For under eyes, I'll take again that same makeup sponge and take some powder and stick that right under the eyes right away, and that helps prevent your under eyes from creasing. For the rest of the face, because I don't want it, super heavy, I will take a fluffy brush and fluffy, I guess, face brush, and just dip that into my powder. I am using a loose powder. That has been my preference for whatever reason now. I guess because I can get more of it on the brush without having to like dig into the pan. So I have a white liquid concealer that I'm using so that I can get a little bit more pop from the colors I'm going to be using later. I'm not looking for solid white lids. I'm just looking to brighten up the lids a little bit, a little more coverage, in case I have any like weird veins or anything like. I shouldn't say weird veins. Veins are natural and fine on your eyes. But in case I have any veins that I don't want participating in this look. So we're going to use this light pink, this hot pink, a little bit of dark purple, and this lightest yellow. So whatever you got to do to get colors like that, that's what you're going to need. One other palette I'm going to use. So some other colors that you'll need. Again, this is old and beat up, but the old Too Faced chocolate bar palette. And I actually still have the plastic thingy, so I can tell you the colors in this palette that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this kind of bone color that they call white chocolate. And then I might use for a little bit of like highlight in the inner corner, this color down here called Champagne Truffle. You don't have to use this palette. You just need like an ivory kind of color, not stark white, like a slightly off white. And then if you want like a highlight, something a little bit shimmery. It's a thicker, like a denser, fluffy but dense kind of brush. Good for packing on color. I also am able to blend with it as well. So we're gonna take the this lighter pink color here, pack some of that on, and we're gonna go into my crease. And I like to, because I have hooded eyes, start by looking forward and start packing it where I want it so that you're seeing it when my eyes are open. When you have hooded eyes, so much of your skin hides and goes, like, for lack of a better term, it goes in your head and hides. So the best way to know you'll see it is to have your eyes open while doing at least part of your makeup, if you have hooded eyes. So looking forward, and I'm kind of just tapping in where I know I want that shadow to go in. And then I can kind of start looking down and blending it in where I want it. And for the other eye, that light pink color again, kind of tapping it where I want it, and then I can start swiping it on. I'll use the same makeup brush, and I'll just take a washcloth that has some texture on it and use that to brush off any remaining pink or any remaining color. I'm switching colors in general. And here's where I need that other palette with that bone white color. I'm going to tap into, I'm going to hold up two palettes here. Hopefully you can see all that. I'm going to be tapping into both this bone color and this light yellow color, so I get kind of a light, even lighter yellow color. And I just really packed a lot on my brush. But that's what I'm doing here. And I'm going to put that on my lid. More yellow than I'd like it to be, so I'm going to go in just with some more of that bone color on top. And pat that on, blend that in. So I'm going to do basically just a cat eye. I want the wing out a little bit more. It's not going to be a subtle cat eye. And I'm going to have to grab my mirror so I can get in close here. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And so I start by almost using the pen to stamp on my wing and then swipe in. The part that makes it look a little bit more cosplay, a little more theatrical, especially if you have smaller almond eyes like me. We're going to make a false under eye. So I hope you can see this. So we wanted this to be extended a little more than maybe some people might do on a daily basis, because we're going to draw a fake lower waterline. Okay, get this going again. Okay, here we go. All right, and then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. And then to make that illusion a little more complete, we're going to go ahead and draw on some lashes. Next step, I'm going to take a my preference is going to be this little white eyeshadow stick. You could use a white eyeliner. We're going to go ahead and draw in that space we just made. And you also want to get on your waterline. And then since that eyeshadow stick has a bit of a texture going on with it, I'll go ahead and pat that in just a little bit to help improve that texture. And then because even this is a little bit more white than I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and use that bone color. And I'm going to use a densely packed brush because it's small, not because it's densely packed. And pat in a little bit of that bone color. Because my eyes are not perfectly white. And a lot of people's eyes are not perfectly white. And it might look strange to have this really bright white under eye and then your regular eye is not that color. Let me put my mirror back here. So we're going back to our colors again, and I'm going to go in with that light pink color, and again I'm going to use a small brush because I'm doing smaller things now. I'm going to go in under the eye and pat this in. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This one's a little less densely packed, but it's very fluffy. And this one's good for very gently blending out things. And then I wanted a little more depth in my look, so with a small brush, let me go back to the other small brush I was using for continuity. Small brush. I am taking the hot pink, the dark purple, hot pink again, to make a dark hot pink, and I'm going to work that a little bit into the corner, or the crease I should say. I'm kind of just feathering that in, and you can even put it a little bit in the outer corner. And again, hot pink, dark, hot pink, and feather that in on this side. And we're going to take that blending brush again that I'm using. Use whatever you want or whatever you have. And go ahead and blend that out. Next step. So I want to kind of carve out my eyebrows a little bit because my eyebrows are thicker than hers. She has a very high arched eyebrow, and I'm not going to completely redo my eyebrows for this. So I'm just gonna hint at it. So again, I'm taking my white concealer. I'm taking white because I'm making this a little more theatrical. And I'm kind of painting over my brow bone, but also a little bit of my eyebrow hairs. And then I'm gonna go in again with my finger and pat that out. I'm going to go in with a highlighting shade, that's a little bit shimmery. If you want to keep it all matte, go in with the bone shade again. Having grown up in the 90s, I think I never got over having a little bit of shimmer on my brow bone. Now I want to fill in my brows. I want to get that shape going, and then I can do any further touch-ups. So I'm going to use a pencil. It's a mechanical eyebrow pencil. It's actually brand new. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows. But I want to maintain that new shape that I'm trying to give the illusion of. So I'm giving that arch. And over here, give that arch. She doesn't have so much the thickness in the front, I don't think, but we're going with what I got. So I'm keeping a little bit of that thickness. And then this particular pencil comes with a little, I'm was stuck on there, little spoolie. And so I will comb through a little bit just to soften it a little bit. I am going to start prepping my lashes. I used these Rocco lashes. They just so happen to already be a good length for my eyes. You'll want to try on your lashes ahead of time if you can. Sometimes if you have smaller eyes, I have this with a lot of lashes actually, where they're a little bit too long for my eyes. So you'll want to try them on and see if you need to trim them. You want to allow the lash glue some time to set up or become tacky. So what I like to do is I like to put that glue on and set the lashes down to become tacky, and then curl my lashes while I'm waiting for that glue to become tacky. While those set up, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. If you don't want to curl your lashes, you don't have to. I feel like it helps almost make like a shelf for the eyelashes to sit on. Okay, so I'm going to pull my mirror in here, and I like to kind of come from above, so I'm going around my lashes. And I like to start from the outside, and the inner corner I feel like is always the trickiest. So I'll hold that for a few seconds. Put on this next strip, and again, we're coming in from the top. So that's the lashes. I will want to put on a little bit of mascara because I have blonde lashes and I just don't like that you can kind of see them. So I will put on a little mascara, even though the packaging says no mascara needed. I still need mascara. So we will do that in a bit, but not yet, because I like to do that after my setting spray. So now we can do the rest of the face. I'm gonna use a kind of, pardon the pun, peachy shade of blush. So, and I still do the smile thing to kind of find where I want to put this. And I'm kind of circle motions here at the apple of your cheek, I guess, and then swooshing it back. And I even might do a little bit of this motion. Not very much of it gets dragged up when I do that, but I feel like it helps slim the face a little bit. Same brush again. I don't know why I like to use a fan brush for all my face stuff. I do. For my highlight, again, using that fan brush, and a little bit above your bronzer, you're gonna put that on there. Maybe put a little bit on your forehead if that's what you like. I will use a little bronzer as a little bit of contour, because there is no such thing as a contour shade that was right for me. I shouldn't say that. There probably is one out there. I just haven't found it. Peaches, Princess Peach's lips are small and plump, and my lips are just small. So I'm going to overdraw my lips like vertically. If you have a wider mouth and you want it to look smaller, you could conceal a little bit of your lips and then draw the shape a little bit short of your actual size of your mouth. But my mouth is already small, so we're just gonna make it taller looking. And she doesn't really have a Cupid's bow, so I'm going to connect my Cupid's bow, right? And then I've already drawn a little bit high, so I'm like just doing like the tip of the lip liner width extra. And then I'm drawing that down just to meet my natural corner because my lips are already small. And then I'll overdraw on the bottom. Okay. So I've extended top and bottom. I'm going to put that over there. And then I'm going in with a hot pink color, a dark pink color, however you want to call that. And filling in. So, we are not finished, but this is the point that I like to put on my setting spray. I feel like setting spray sometimes re-wets my mascara and will make it go places I don't want it to go. So that's why I put mascara absolutely last. So we're gonna go ahead and spray. And I don't do it in the pattern prescribed by the manufacturer. I just, all around like that. I take a fan. Then I go in with my mascara. And I'm just using this to cover my little blonde lashes that are hanging out under these falsies. If you wanted to make your false lashes even more va-va-voom, you could go ahead and put the mascara on the false lashes as well. That just about does it. I do want to show you what this looks like with a wig on, so I will chuck one on top of my wet hair just briefly so that I can show you a finished look. I will not put on my peach wig because she's sitting up there right now, so I'll put on a different wig just to give you a kind of finished look aesthetic. So we'll be back in 1, 2, 3. And there we are. So that's how it looks with a wig on. This was a wig I was considering for Princess Peach. I decided not to because it is a lace front, which can be a little more expensive to get a hold of. And she has bangs. I didn't want to do that to this wig. So this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that there's something in this that you can use, or at minimum you just enjoyed watching me put on makeup. So thank you very much for sticking around. Please share, like, subscribe, or not, but it would help me out if you could. And I hope you have a great day. Bye! Oh, did I win?